Hey everybody, I'm East Coast Pete. Welcome to my show, Midrock Crisis. We can't certainly have a last show for Midrock Crisis without talking about Dick Dale. Dick Dale was born Richard Anthony Mansour in 1937. He's an American rock guitarist, pioneer of surf music, derived in part from Eastern music scales, quarter tones, halfway between notes, without chords or harmony. And Dale also used quite a bit of reverb. Dale worked with Fender to produce custom-made amps. This resulted in the first 100-watt guitar amp. It's called the Blackface, or the Silverface. I think there were two models. If you have one, I believe it's worth quite a bit of money. Especially the tubes, if they're original. Amps have increased in wattage ever since Dick Dale decided he needed more watts. So he was born in Boston. He was of Lebanese descent from his father and Polish Belarusian descent from his mom. The family moved to Quincy, Massachusetts. His first instruments were piano, trumpet, ukulele, and he observed his uncle who played the tarabaki, and the tarabaki is a single head goblet-shaped metal drum. An oud is an 11 or 13 string mandolin-like instrument, only larger. His first guitar cost him $8, which he paid in installments. When Richard was 16, the family moved to Southern California, to El Segundo, not far from the shore. By 17, he was surfing. Dale played a local country western band with Texas Tiny in 1955. Tiny named Richard Dick Dale because he thought it sounded country and western. Dale was left-handed. He first played a right-handed guitar but switched to left-handed without restringing, effectively playing guitar upside down. Dale was called the father of heavy metal. Yeah, a reference to the heavy gauge strings he used. Dale's use of a Fender Stratocaster guitar with a Fender Showman amp and JBL 15-inch speakers allowed him to play much louder than ever. Loudness and volume were not the same. Loudness is about the intensity of the sound. Volume is how much space is affected by the sound. Fidelity is loudness plus volume without distortion. That's why the old 20-watt tube amps distorted when the loudness was turned up, but the 100-watt amp can produce the same volume without distortion. All they had were tube amps back then. Some of us wish that it would have stayed that way. Surf music began in 1961 when Dale performed at the Rendezvous Ballroom in Balboa, California. Dale had received permission to use the 3,000-seat ballroom when the crowds at the ice cream parlor where he usually played were too small. The ballroom shows were called surfer dances. It was stipulated that no alcohol be served and a dress code be observed. The stomps routinely sold out. You can't wear your bathing suit. to stomp, dress well, probably meant, a Madras shirt, some chinos, string tie, country western ties they have. Well, Let's Go Trippin' is one of the first surf rock songs. Dale's first LP, Surfer's Choice, in '62 was picked up by Capitol and distributed nationally. Dale soon appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show, and in Beach Films' second album was King of the Surf Guitar. And Dale says he imagined the power of the wave under his surfboard when he played his songs live. I can see that. Dale and the Deltones performed Secret Surfin' Spot in the 1963 movie Beach Party with Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon, and Runnin' Wild in the follow-up film Muscle Beach Party in 1964. When the Brit invasion hit, surf music died out. See how fast things go away? It was called a fad. It used to happen all the time. What is the fad today in 2019? Still looking for one. In 1994, Dick Dale gained a new audience resulting from his Miserlou single appearing in Tarantino's movie Pulp Fiction. Yeah. It's a cool movie. I think so. 29, and that meant 2009, I meant. Dale toured the West Coast from San Diego to Vancouver, 20 dates. He was only 72. Dale had diabetes, renal failure, and vertebrae damage. Kept playing despite the pain. He had medical bills. He died in March 2019 with several gigs still on his calendar. They were left open. Nobody could replace him. He was 81. By the way, Dale never used alcohol or drugs. He was married 3 times. His first wife took most of his royalties. How different is Dick Dale from the Ventures, who say that they are not surf rock? Here's a list of some surf music. Number 1, Wipeout by the Safaris in 87. Okay. How about 2, Miserlou by Dick Dale in 94. 3, Pipeline. The Shantae is a pipeline. It's like a wave that curls over and you're going through the pipe. You're surfing through the pipe. 4, Surfin' Safari, the Beach Boys in 73. 5, Mr. Moto by the Bel Airs in 2001. 6, Walk Don't Run by the Ventures in 1960. Oh, come on, Walk Don't Run. That's surf music, Ventures. Surf City by Jan and Dean. Surfin' Bird by the Trashmen. The word is the bird. Wait, I'm not going to get into it. Point Panic by the Safaris in 63. Surfer Girl by the Beach Boys also in 63. Surfin' USA by the Beach Boys in 63. Rumble, Link Ray. Let's Go Surfin' by the Drums in 2010. The Cruel Sea by the Dakotas in 63. Apache, The Shadows in 62. Church Key by the Rebels in 64. Surf Wax America by Weezer in 94. Surfer Dan by the Turtles in 68. Surf Nouveau by the Aqua Velvets in 96. Aqua Velvet used to be the aftershave. I guess that's something that East Coast people probably use one of these days. And 20 Basshead by the Underwater Bosses in 2019. Surf music is usually instrumental. That's what Dick Dale wanted it to be. No vocals on a surf song. Reverb guitars, bass, drums, and vocal harmonies were added later. Dick Dale didn't like that. Dick Dale says the first is surf music, and that's his stuff, and the second is surfer songs. If they have lyrics, it's not the same. Here's some European surf bands. One, the Shadows, the Dakotas, the Challengers, the Revelaires. And here's some Australian surf bands, and they definitely have some waves out there. Hockey Dad, Beaches, the Twerps, the Babe Rainbow, and of course, who can forget Radio Birdman? Surf punk band, Australia. Be well, everyone. See you next time on Midrock Crisis. Until then, keep busy.